Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl and welcome to the Sewing Room channel, and this is your tip of the week. In a lot of my pillows that I make, I use cotton batting if I'm going to do a quilt stitch pattern like you see in here. These little squiggly lines are quilting stitches. But because of the cost of cotton batting is getting so high, I'm starting to use other things that are less expensive if I want to do this quilt stitch pattern. So what I've turned to is this, by the way, this is cotton batting. This is what's in this pillow cover right now. I'm starting to use a lightweight fusible webbing because it will help stabilize this fabric. So I will first fuse it on to the back side, the not so pretty side of your fabric. Fuse it on and you follow package instructions to do it. Then it stabilizes the fabric so that when you do whatever quilt stitch pattern you want to do, it's not going to bunch up. Because if there's nothing underneath it to stabilize the fabric, your quilting stitches aren't so nice. I save my smaller pieces of cotton batting. I don't like to throw them away again because it's getting expensive. I take my smaller pieces and I'll cut the edges straight and bring them together and then do a large zigzag stitch to hold it together. And then I can use those pieces in pot holders. This is used in doing cross stitch. It's called Ada cloth. And I do have a lot of cross-stitch tips that I give. And for this one, I like saving the little pieces for little projects like this. So don't throw your pieces away, because on this, all I did was put a little Christmas tree in there. Now you could do more embellishments. This is an example of more you can add to it. But these make really cute Christmas decorations. So all those little pieces, I made these little Christmas tree ornaments, but you don't have to put them on a Christmas tree if you don't want to. This is just a basket, and I set it in here to use it as a decorative piece to put on a table. Now, if you have a lot of scrap fabrics, and I know a lot of you do, I do really, I got a giant tub full of scraps. You can combine your cross stitch with your sewing. I took little scraps of fabric and built this house around this little cross stitch saying that's in here, Home Sweet Home. Now, I don't have a tutorial on how to make this pillow, but think about ways you can use both your little cross stitch projects into things like this. This has piping on the side and it's filled with polyfill stuffing. This bluish and white fabric is a tissue box holder. So there's a box of tissue in here. The reason why I'm showing it to you is how you measure this box can be used for a lot of different projects. For instance, you measure all four sides and then you stitch them together, including the bottom. I'm in the process of recovering, well, making a slip cover for an ottoman. So this process that I did on here, just think of turning it upside down and you could recover your ottoman. Now, the link to this tissue box holder will be listed below. So if you are thinking of recovering an ottoman, I have recovered every size, shape of an ottoman there is out there because I get bored. I like to change the colors in my house. So this is a really easy technique. The one thing you have to keep in mind when recovering any kind of upholstered projects, all four sides are probably going to measure a little bit differently. So go with the largest size. For instance, the two longer sides here are probably going to be different. Use the larger measurement. Same thing goes for this here. Also on the top, you may be off on that. go with the larger one so that it will fit easily over your ottoman. Now, for those of you who are really not very experienced at sewing, and you would like to make your pillows look a little nicer, you don't want them just two pieces of fabric together, stitched together, I should say. You would like to maybe embellishment. So these are just some simple techniques that you can do to embellish your pillows. For instance, this is just ribbon, and it's just folded in a specific way. Put it in this square and put a button in the middle. And then here's another pillow. I use this type or this style when I make a pillow sham. I'll just stitch other trims. This is both two different types of ribbon stacked on top of each other and stitched at each end. So I have a tutorial that I have listed below that will give you tips on how to embellish just simple basic pillows. This is something I purchased at Joann's, I think it was last year, but they sell them every year. And it's a roll of burlap with a Christmas plaid print on it. A really easy project that you can do using this, that doesn't take a lot of time, is make a plain table runner, any length, any size you want, and you place this down the center. You stitch it on. Now, this can't really be washed, so what I like to do when I'm doing something that can't be washed, I will spray it with either Scotchgard or Never Wet. Now there's going to be a link below your YouTube screen so you can see the technique that I did to make a table runner using this burlap, and it turned out just beautiful. These are plastic containers where food was in it. We purchased it from the market, and I think this had peanuts, and I don't know what was in this one. These are really nice for making storage containers. What I would do on this, I pulled the label off. Of course, all the gummy part still shows. You could use that, what is it? I don't know, there's something called Goo Off or something like that. You can remove it. And then put some fabric around it, some decorative fabric. What I like to do is use my embroidery machine to print out a label and then stitch that little label on some really pretty background fabric and then decorate this. And you can use these to store your different sewing notions that you have. On this one, this is a little top heavy, but if you're putting heavy items in it, it'll stand upright. And what I like to do with this size is, you know that little Aida cloth cross stitch fabric? I would put a little label on it. Let's say you want to put buttons in here. I would stitch buttons on it and then fringe the edge of the Aida cloth by pulling some of the threads out and putting it on some background fabric and then putting a nice label around this. Let me show you some other examples. Or you could get small containers like this. I purchased these from craft stores. And this one, I didn't put any kind of big decoration on it. I just glued fabric over the top and put some ribbon around it to cover the raw edges. Now on this one, I put polyfill stuffing up here, and it's got some of my snaps in it, plastic snaps. This one has my straight pins, and you can use it as a little pin cushion. Now, I have two different links on how to cover these little containers. So go through your little pantry or your kitchen cupboards and look for containers that you can embellish and use them to store your sewing supplies. Well, I hope you enjoyed this sewing tip of the week and that I've inspired you to try doing some of these projects. Now, again, all of the links to everything I've talked about is listed below your YouTube screen in the description section. So scroll down to where you see the words "Show More," Click on that and that section will expand open and you will see the links. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and check out my Facebook page. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and happy sewing. If you like the Sewing Room channel, one of the best ways to show your support is to subscribe by clicking on that red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to click on share to share this video with your friends. And make sure you click on the bell so you receive notifications for all my new videos. I'm Cheryl, this is Manny, and this is Scotty. See you next time.